Hello everybody, Paul Humler here at Dream Guitars. This is another custom build that we were able to create for a client. So I've said before many times, but one of my favorite parts of my job is when I work with someone like you to custom build your dream guitar. So this client had heard and seen many of Dontcho Ivanov's guitars on our site and just called me up and said he wanted one. So then the fun begins and we go back and forth with ideas of primarily talking about tone and what he plays and what music genre he's playing. And then from there we extrapolate the woods we want to use and go on and on to the details. So really a fun process, and Dontcho is so great to work with. So it's really nice to see this one come to fruition. It's really nice. This is a beautiful guitar, as you can see. It's an OM size guitar with a cutaway. I love Dontcho's cutaway. Very, if you just for a moment just take in sort of the whole look of the guitars. Elegant is the word that just keeps coming to mind. I can't think of a better word to describe Dontcho's work. Starting with the perimeter and just a big picture, but then when you zoom in, you start to see all the real details, which I'm going to try to give you a sense of here. But please make sure this is a guitar worthy of clicking on all of our pictures and expand those and enlarge those so you can really see the craftsmanship that Dontcho does. He's a true artist. The top here, we chose Moonspruce. It's one of my personal favorites. Moonspruce, again, I feel like I repeat myself sometimes, but it's harvested when the sap is low in the tree so that the wood that becomes the guitar has less resin and sap in it, so it has more vibration. And oftentimes I can hear a marked difference, so I just love the wood. And then for the appointments, he kept everything really simple. If you notice, the entire top has this beautiful, it's a dyed maple purfling. So instead of shell, he chose wood, which echoes the color of the gorgeous rosette. If you get a chance to zoom in on the rosette picture, this one's really pretty. It's subtle from a distance, but when you look up close, there's a lot of detail there. And then the bridge. His bridge is just one of my favorites. I think the way he carves the relief in the wings is just gorgeous, and the overall size and shape of the bridge. His guitars are very light, even this one, which has a heavier backwood, which we'll get to in a moment. Just gorgeous. And then, of course, nice ebony fingerboard here with, again, small purfling lines going around, so there's a lot of detail. Every one of those little lines, you got to imagine the builder has more cuts, more gluing, more time to do. So that's why a lot of factory guitars, you don't get those kind of details. Similarly, the headstock. Again, if you look here, the tricky bit is to see the relief, how the headstock actually has some different contours to it. Just really, really beautiful. This client chose to upgrade the tuners. We went with handmade Rogers tuners from England. Simply some of the best tuners on the planet. They're like jewelry. They're so finely made and they work like jewelry. They're really nice. We did a back of the neck inlay here. This is a nice custom feature that you don't see a lot on many guitars because it's hard to work on the neck surface, but just really beautiful. And that's the only real color on the guitar, so it's neat. We put the color on the back to keep the front elegant and understated. And then African Blackwood here, which is a wood that many of us here know and love. Very deep, resonant sound, a lot like Brazilian rosewood. To me, the difference I hear is maybe in the low mids. There's a more pronounced low mid range with African Blackwood, which I think gives a beautiful sort of haunting quality and makes the treble strings nice and fat. This guitar definitely has that. And then the other thing I want to point out here is this purfling all the way around the whole guitar. Imagine a D45 guitar, but done with wood. That's essentially what you've got here. Is Dontcho did purfling on top, back, and sides, and if it was abalone, we would call this a 45 model, but it's all done with wood, but it's as much work for sure. Really, really elegant. And even the side of the neck along the fingerboard has a purfling. So this guitar is a bit highly customized for the client because he wanted it to be beautiful as well as just having the magic tone that Dontcho creates. So I'm really having fun playing this one. And thank you again, Dontcho, for building us such beautiful guitars.